Well, it looks like we're now live, Robin, so I guess we're going to have to behave, hey?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we will.
I
Okay.
am having the great privilege of sitting here with Robyn Mays. You're an IFBB pro.
Yeah.
You are the owner of Amsing Fitness. Amazing. I want to,
Amazing.
yes. You're a fit mom. You're a wife. You're a badass all around. You're a Super League pro athlete. You're a part of Fit Hustle,
Yeah.
and you're also a KM ambassador.
Yes, I am.
You are a busy lady, and you
I,
just came off a kicking some serious ass. So you got to be on the pink cloud right about now, hey?
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty stoked about it. I want to feed off that. Once you get the momentum going, it's easier to keep going than to stop and then restart again. So my season has begun.
Yes. So, Robyn, I want you to dive into. I posted a picture of you today from 2010 to 2017, one full of a transformation, a
Yeah.
7 year. There's so much we could talk about. We could spend hours on here, but I'm really curious, and I think it would be great if you dove into your journey from 2010 up to 2017, and now lighten up Super League and the stages of the
Yeah.
FBB Pro world, and walk us through that.
Um, it started, it's kind of funny how it started. I was never overweight as a child. I was always very lean. And then I had my oldest sister passed away from lung cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So one of her promises, we all smoke, was for me to quit smoking. So from that day forward, I've never picked up another cigarette and never had any desire to. But I gave up cigarettes for food. So needless to say, I always was like, the girl who wore the size 6, 8. I went to a 14. So I went to the doctors for a regular physical, and I remember getting on the scale, and the nurse was like, you know, she kind of looked, and I looked at the number, and I'm like, no, that can't be right. I literally was almost standing in the hallway with bra and panties on because that scale had to be wrong. And she was looking at me like, lady, you can take off all the layers you want. That scale's not going to move but another ounce. So, and it was one of those things you just don't see it happening. But I mean, it really, the journey actually started was because once my doctor got my blood work back, I had high blood pressure, which I still have. That's just hereditary. But I had high cholesterol. I was pre-diabetic. My liver enzymes were all over the place. I was a mess. And he prescribed like 4 different medications.
Wow.
And so, and I'm thinking, geez, you're not even 50. At that time, I'm thinking early 40s. I'm like, you're going to be taking all these medications for the rest of your life because these were things they said, you basically would have to take this the rest of your life. And the blood pressure, I had already been taking that. So I asked my doctor, I said, can I, if I lose weight, will, these symptoms go away? And he said, well, I can't guarantee, but yeah, excess weight has a lot to do with it. He said, but I have to call in the prescriptions. So every month, CVS would call me. That's the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And say, oh, we have your, and I'd go pick up the blood pressure and I'd leave the other ones. I'm like, I'm not taking that. And my husband, which you've met Mike, he's such
I have, yeah.
he went and bought me a treadmill.
Nice.
And I would get on that thing for like an hour before work and like an hour after every single day. And, the weight came off. Within months, I had dropped like 40 pounds. Because of my job, I was 214. People don't realize that, but I was 214 pounds.
Holy Robyn Mays.
Yeah. 214 pounds, and I, compete around 135, 140. So that's a big difference. The weight started coming off, and then my son had some magazine he had, and it had fitness models, and he's like, oh, I was like, oh, I could do that. He's like, you'll never do that. Well, That's the one thing you don't do, is tell me I can't do something, because
No.
I'll do it. So I did my first competition, and started with bikini.
What year was that then, Robyn?
2012.
2012. Yeah.
So my first competition was 2012. Now, mind you, I still didn't lift weights. All I did was cardio. So I did a couple of bikini, and they said I was too muscular. And then I moved up to figure. And then I was, people were like, oh, you should do bodybuilding. And I really didn't want to do bodybuilding because I like the whole hair and makeup, the glam part of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to do that sport. So I did in the WNBF, it's called Fit Body, which is like women's physique. And I started there, and then just kept going. And I won the world title in the WNBF in 2013. And then I went back in 2015, won another world title in bodybuilding. And then decided to go into the NPC. I said, I want to try something different. And when I did a couple of NPC shows, and then, I said, oh, yeah, I'll try and see what this whole pro card thing, let's see what it's about. And that was the first major show I did. I think there was like 1,200 competitors. I mean, not just in my division, and it was a huge show, and I won my pro card. And I was like, well, at 50.
At 50 years old.
Yeah.
Is that is that Grandmaster or is that Masters?
Masters, but I did it. I actually won it in the 40 plus and in the open.
Shit. So you were against people like 20 years younger than you.
Oh, the girl who I came, because they awarded pro cards to the top two, and the girl who won, Nikki Sims, great girl. She's young enough to be my daughter. Like my son's older than her. So it was pretty cool. So, yeah,
it was great. What a great feat. So now that leads you right up to now, and you found Super League. You came to Montreal and poured it up and laid it down.
Oh, I loved it.
What drew you to that, Robyn?
With Super League, it's all about the weight. There is no, it's not subjective at all, because you either lift the weight or you don't. Whereas, with the physique competition, it's a very subjective sport, and you have to have really thick skin, because, you have one set of judges that might not like you at all, and another set that love you. But I've never done it for that. I've always done it because I just love the sport. I love competing. I love being on stage. If I let the critique get to you, then, you have to have thick skin, or you can't do this. Just can't.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one thing you liked about Super League, I suppose. You come in there and you just it is you versus you, and you just tear it up.
Exactly. And it makes you. I have a very competitive nature.
Really?
And
I never noticed that, Rob.
I never knew I would love lifting weight. Because I didn't lift my first real set of weights until 2013 is when I started lifting.
Wow. So you had some great genetics off the get-go. If you said 2010 you hit a treadmill, by 2012 you still hadn't lifted a weight, and you started and now you started lifting weights in 2013, and now you have this holy aesthetic physique. Wow. At 52 years old. Is anyone going to ever tell you that it can't be done?
No, I won't believe it, because if you put it out there, you can do it. It really can be done. People ask me all the time. I just had someone ask me, where do you find time to do stuff? Because I'm fresh off work now. I literally just walked in the door maybe 15 minutes. They're like, what time do you get up? I'm like, 3:30, 4 o'clock. They're like, what time do you go to bed? Well, 9:30. And it's and you fit all that in there? I'm like, yeah. It's time management too. That has a lot to do with it. But if you want it, it can be done.
You can find the time. So what is your day job? What do you do, Rob?
I'm an insurance adjuster.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So it's not like it's a physical job, but mentally, you have to use your brain.
Well, I don't think anyone would mess with you anyway. Come on. They probably send you in to do like the hard work. If you got to do some negotiation, it's
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah. You know, I get it all the time. Oh, I wouldn't mess with her. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the nicest person.
Yeah, you're the sweetest little lady. You know, I so adore what you and Mike have it, and how you always say like he's your biggest support, your biggest fan, your biggest everything. Uh,
Yes.
that is very admirable, Robyn. And you
Yeah.
know, the fact that he bought you, I love hearing your story. He bought you the treadmill. Anyone that's
Yeah.
tuned in, Mike bought her first treadmill in 20. He was diagnosed with diabetes, and they were going to beat all odds. And here you guys are. So that really shows the love he has for you. Like, hey, he's helping to save his wife, right?
Yeah. We've been together 25 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely my rock. You know, I couldn't do any of this without him because, you know, there's days where you just get tired and it's like, you know, you start doubting yourself, especially, you know, in the physique competitions. You know, you look in the mirror 1 minute, you look fine, and the next minute you look like, oh my God, I'm not ready yet, blah, blah, blah. And he's right there, and he's very honest. When I'm not ready, he's like, yeah, you need to be leaner. And you know, that's when I'm like, yeah, you're sleeping on the couch tonight too.
But he's not going to sugarcoat it or tread lightly,
No,
is he?
no, because he knows that if I'm not ready and I get out there on stage, and I'm gonna be like pissed at him, like, why didn't you tell me I wasn't ready? So he's like, I'd rather deal with it now than deal with it later.
That is great. So by the sounds of it, there's no stopping you here. Like like you said, you like to compete. You're looking at your next show. When's your next one here you're going to do?
I'm thinking of doing either the Shreveport, which is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You don't even get time to get any water back in you, for crying out loud.
You know, it's funny because like I'm working with Justin Randall's helping me with, you know, the whole prep thing, and we don't really change that much. It's not like we do all this drastic, you know. And I try to tell my clients this too. It's not, you know, peak week is not this magic potion that I can give you. I said it really isn't. The analogy I always use is you have a car, you wash it, you shine it, it's pretty. Peak week is when you buff it. It gives it that extra gloss. That's all it is.
Nice.
But if it's dirty, it's not gonna shine.
Yeah.
So it has to be clean already, and then you buff it and gives it the extra shine. That's how you know, the analogy I use for peak week, and that's basically what we do. So we can basically, once I'm ready, I kind of can stay ready, so to speak.
Yeah, that's spectacular. And so how many clients do you have on the go? So you have that as well. You got your work, you got your own prep life, you got clients. What does that consist of in daily there for you?
I've just had in the whole month of April, I had clients the whole month do shows. Every week I had a client. No, I think the last week I didn't have a client. But the first 3 weeks I had clients. I have a client, she's in Philly. She did a show in New York. I had another client, he did a show in Connecticut. And then I had another client that did this show, an OCB show, The Spirit of America. And all my clients actually placed in top 3. Yeah, they all placed in top 3. So that was good. Yeah. One of my clients won the overall, so he was really good though.
You're like their mama bear, I bet, too, eh?
That's exactly what they call me too.
What a guess.
That's exactly what because I do. I take my clients. I take it to heart because I don't do it for the money. I have a job. I do it because I want to see people succeed, and give them the knowledge, the little things that I didn't know. And I wish, somebody had told me, but, I found out. So I feel like, sharing the knowledge it doesn't hurt. It helps someone be better, whether they take the advice, good. If they don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty, I see so much drama sometimes, and I just kind of like shrug it off because I'm like, this is all about fun. I mean, this is not a career. Competing is not a career. We all have careers, and there's going to be a few that, a couple Philippines and Juliana's out there, but there's only going to be a few. So the rest of us just have fun with it, meet people, and just have a blast with it because that's what it's all about.
When you say drama, are you talking about like drama in the bodybuilding federation as a whole, or just in the whole physical aspect, what you see in gyms and all of that?
And physical aspects. I mean, the bodybuilding part too, but I see people in gyms like they have this whole thing with fat shaming, and
Did you say fat shaming?
Yeah, because that's what they call it, fat shaming. I'm like, okay. I guess that's the thing. I think sometimes people are oversensitive. If someone's fat, they're fat. It's as simple as that. It really is.
Yeah.
It's not up to me to tell them they're fat. If they are, they are. And I see people, I'm always in the gym. I always help people. I mean, some people look at me like, who is she? But you can tell, Exactly. I remember going to a gym and not having a clue of what I was doing. And then, looking at some of the trainers in some gyms, I'm like, well, you look like you need a trainer, so I don't need your help. And I see, and then some of the trainers in the gyms, you think about, they get paid $9 an hour. Are they really going to go out of their way to help somebody that's, they get nothing for it, so.
What a great point you raised there. Great. So you're really all about paying it forward, right?
I feel like, why not though? You get to meet what I've gotten out of this sport, whether it's, doing the physique or Super League, is how many people I've met. Like, I don't know if Matthew told you how we met.
We met because I see he chimed in a little while ago.
Yeah, we were on the IMBF, and I went up and did a guest posing in Canada, 2015, and that's how me and Matt met. So it was kind of weird when he was at Super League. I'm like, oh my God, it's like Matt. So that was pretty cool.
What a small world, eh? What a small world.
It is.
So where did this pay it forward come from in your life, Robyn? Has there been an instance like in the past for you that really has drove that home for you to say, like, I will never not hold the door for someone, or I will never not, if I have an extra buck, pay for someone's coffee? Where did that come from in you?
I guess I would, honestly, my mom.
Nice.
And she was one of the most giving people I've ever known. Sometimes I used to think too giving, and my son tells me now, he goes, "Man, you've gotten soft in your old age."
You can still kick his ass, right?
Yeah, he knows that too. But I think, as you get older, you figure it out. You're not going to be around forever. I don't want to. My goal in life is, when I leave this earth, I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to just, oh, that was Robyn. I want to leave something behind, so people actually think about, okay, this was better for me because of this person. Not just, I don't want to just exist. I actually believe in living, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. So you can't just stay in your little bubble, just live. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're all going to go, 6 feet under, or however you want to go. But, so that's
it's a given, isn't it? It's death and taxes. That's the two.
That's it.
I think that's bloody amazing, Robyn. And in your coaching with your people, like not just in the physical side, but are you passing that on to them too? Because I find that very interesting. Yeah.
I definitely, I tell them, one of the things I always tell, I don't know everything, and I'm the first to admit it. And I will tell them that. And if I'll be like, I don't know. I said, but we can find out. But when you have knowledge, knowledge is not something you're supposed to hold on to. Knowledge is something you're supposed to share. Yeah. It's, and why not share it? And if they learn something, I tell them, if you guys learn something that I don't know, don't feel like, well, I don't want to tell her because she's the coach. Yeah, the coach learns too every day.
Yeah.
So.
What a great amount of humility you have. Holy. That is spectacular. So where is it that you live exactly, Robyn? I didn't see that on your
uh,
page.
I live in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, yeah, close about an hour away from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hockey fan, ball fan, what kind of sporting fan?
In this household, you mean?
Oh yeah, tell me about Mike.
Oh,
Tell me what Mike threw.
let me see what Mike doesn't watch. Let's say. We have three TVs, and they're usually all going. Then he's on his phone and the laptop, and I'm like, hey, the TV's on baseball. You're watching basketball. Oh yeah, golf game. Serena, please. I mean, if I think if he ever met Serena, he'd forget who I was.
I hope this is Serena Williams and she can see this. How great would that be?
Yeah, because he absolutely loves Serena. And then let me see.
Robyn, actually, now that you say that, you've probably been told this, but you guys have a lot of similarities in your appearance.
Well, it's funny. She actually came here and did a tennis meet a few years ago, and a client I was training, he was a tennis player. He said, "Your physique is the same as hers," and I'm like, "Really?" Like Serena, he was like, "Well, she's bigger, but," I was like, "Wow, I'll take that." I'm like, "I'll take that."
So Mike's just loving the same woman. Don't give
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
some slack.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'll be like, oh, without the minus a few zeros after that. Like,
Oh, that's just net worth. That doesn't matter. Hell with that. Hell with that. I think that's great. And so you have one son?
yes.
Two. And I want to get this straight. So when I met you and Mike at Super League, there was another couple so the other lady, is that your sister or sister?
Actually, she's just we're really good friends.
Okay, so she's a good friend of yours. She
Yeah.
came and her son and her husband competed in Super League.
Yes. Yeah, that was Bridget and her husband, Dean and son Tyler.
Yeah, amazing people, amazing.
Yeah, I love them. They're actually from Canada, so.
Okay, they are. Okay, well, I hope to see them.
Yeah.
Too. That
Yeah.
Great. We got to get those two father son young bloods in the Power Series and in the Combine Series.
Oh yeah.
I think we got to get them in there. We're gonna have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Great. Robyn, what we talked about, I like to get into your humility here too, and you're a very humble soul. And I know you said a lot of these things came from your mom of the giving nature.
Yeah.
But the humility that you possess about the constant giving back to others, what is like the daily reminder to you for that?
I don't know. Well, I think it's because I've lost so many of my family, so you just learn not to take things for granted. My sister, her and I were very, very close. She was almost like my mom because there were 15 years between us. So she was, yeah. So when I lost her, it just reminded me because she wasn't a typical cancer patient. She was funny all the way to the end, and it just she told me, she's like, all those trips you want to take them. She had a house she really didn't want for anything, and she goes, and where did it get me? She goes, it's not gonna cure me. So she was like, yeah, you work and you want to save for the future but live for the present. So that's basically how I wake up and take each day, because you don't know. Maybe I may live to be 100. That's my goal, is to live. I really want to live to be an old person. But with all my facilities, I don't want to be like that old senile person. But I want to still live life. I see a lot of people, I gotta save money and I gotta save this and save. I'm like, okay, and it's good. I'm not gonna say don't save, but at the same time, well, you can get hit by a car tomorrow, and or you'd be diagnosed with cancer and have 3 months to live. And then what? It's like you don't want to leave. We're all gonna leave with a whole bunch of wish we did, wish we didn't, but you don't want more woulda couldas than things you actually did do.
Hell
You know,
no. That is
so,
great. I think that just answered why I don't look at you as a 52-year-old lady. That's why you say 52 is the new 35. Okay.
it is. It is. My son says I'm a vampire. He goes, "My, you're a vampire," because he's like, "You're reversing in age." And I'm like, "No, I'm not reversing. It's hair dye." Come up them grays.
That's wisdom. Those grays are wisdom. That's what.
Yeah. Well, I've had wisdom for a long time.
That leads me into my next one here, as you're saying all that great stuff, and I'd like to ask this question: if you had the attention of the whole world right now, looking at you, Robyn, and you were able to share one thing in your 52 years of life and leave them with something. Like you said, you want to leave a legacy behind, not just be, this was Robyn Mays. What would that be? What would you like to tell 7 billion people in the world if you had the opportunity?
To love each other.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, there's a lot of negativity in this world. And, negativity doesn't do anything but feed negativity.
Yeah.
I think if people were more, I'm not going to be all kumbaya and don't say I don't, there's people out there I don't like, because there are people out there I just don't like.
Yeah.
But in general, I'm not going to dislike someone because of the color of their skin or their gender or their economic status. And I see a lot of that, and it's like, and you hear little things, and it's kind of like disheartening when you hear someone say, "Oh, well, that person's this is Spanish, so they must be, like whatever. They must be from the project or something." I'm like, really? And one of the things I take very good pride in is my child, because he grew up, and a lot of people may not know this, he grew up in the projects, and no one would ever know, because my son, he plays golf, he plays chess, he knows how to ski, and I'm like, yeah, he does, because I wanted him to be very diverse.
Yeah.
So he can live anywhere and still know how to relate to people. And I always want him to, to remember where he came from. I'm like, yeah, one of the sayings I used to tell him when he was little, I'm like, yeah, we live in the projects, but you don't act projectish.
Good one. He probably still
like, oh, he does. He remembers that. He's like, I just remember, as a matter of fact, he takes a lot of it from me. He just posted something not too long ago where he showed a little kid how to tie a tie. And he said, I thought that was like the weirdest thing, that he didn't know how to tie a tie. And I was like, it was a teenage kid too. And he's like, wow. And the fact that he took the time to teach a complete stranger how to do that, made me feel good, because I'm like, Mom did good again.
That is
beautiful.
What is your son's Instagram handle? I want to follow him.
It's Mr. Mays Official.
Mr. Mays Official. I got it.
Yeah.
That is great. That's too bad he didn't come to Montreal with you and Mike. That would have been.
Well, he lives in Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. Okay. So.
Yeah. So.
All right. You were saying about the negativity in the world, Robyn. I don't know if you know this scientific fact, but I try and share this with as many people as I can, because it helps to put things into perspective when we get there. Do you know how many thoughts we have as a human in a day, in 24 hours?
No, how many?
Okay, so this is scientific fact, says we have that we have 65,000 thoughts in a day. 65,000.
I probably have double that, because my brain's always going.
Well, and they say, scientists have done tests, and they say that we have 45,000 of those that are said to be negative. And I tell people that because if you're now conscious to that, Now it's your dumbass self if you allow that to live by what some scientific fact standard says.
Exactly.
So when I heard that back in 2010 or whenever the hell it was, I was like, I swear, like, fuck that. I'm gonna make the conscious choice to say that's not gonna rule me that way anymore.
Exactly. And that's basically what it is making the choice to be like, negative thoughts are always going to creep in your mind. You have a tickle in your throat. First thing that wants to pop in your mind is, oh, I'm getting sick.
Yeah.
That's a negative thought.
Yeah.
You get that tickle in your throat, you'd be like, you know what? No, it's not going to happen. And I mean, the mind controls the body. When people ask me all the time, well, how are you that strong? You're getting stronger as you get older. I'm like, it's not so much I'm getting stronger as I'm getting older. I'm learning how to use my mind to, overcome the fear of lifting heavy weights. People say, well, why aren't you afraid of getting hurt? Yeah, well, you know what? I've stubbed my toe. It happens. I'm like, it can happen. Nobody sets out to do it, but.
Well, I think if you sit and think about those things, like you were saying earlier, the coulda, shoulda, woulda, or what's going to happen, you're just setting yourself up for that disaster.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like
bearing on you at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know if you knew that. I want you to share that with as many people as you can.
I definitely will.
Yeah, I think it makes people think, well, now I guess supposedly I'm supposed to be this product of my environment, which is bullshit. And you have to make the change,
Yeah.
That's good. Share that.
The fact that they say you can be anything you want to be, I mean, yeah, that may sound cliche, but to a certain degree, you really can. It's just like if you set your mind to something. That's one of the things Mike always says about me. He says, babe, I love that when you set your mind to something, he's like, oh, that's it. It's going to happen. And he knows. He's like, you become so focused and you make it happen. And I still have goals that I want to meet. Well, and I try to be realistic about it because, I am, 52 years old. But at the same time, I like Saturday at the show, I met, I don't want to mess up her name, Valentina, I think her Mishna, the Russian girl.
Okay.
She could not believe that I was 52. And she wrote on my page something to the effect that she's not afraid of getting old now that she met me. Because she told me she had a fear of getting old. And she's such a pretty young girl. And I was cracking up laughing. And she's like, but I can't believe you're 52. I'm like, yeah, all day.
But you're not, like you said, it's the new 35. I think that's where you're helping to inspire, not only female, not only I said it writing that about you and Mike, and it honestly does invigorate my soul. I'm a 48-year-old guy, and I'm very blessed. But at the same token, when I see your story and what you're doing and telling people, go ahead and dare me to say that I can't do something.
Yeah.
You're taking the challenge on. That is a wow factor, Robyn, and I think that is more of what's needed in this world. And like you said, get out of the way of negativity, surround yourself with the people that have impact.
Yeah, I mean, I've that's one of the things I try to do. Like one of the things I've taken Facebook off my phone because I don't really like be on Facebook like I used to because of the negativity. It's like. And it's not even like towards me or towards someone I know, but when you're scrolling through and you're starting to see how, you get caught up in reading someone else's status and then like, oh, what's that? I'm like, and then I'm thinking about why. This is not a diary. If you want to write those things down, get a diary. You don't need to put it, 10,000 people do not need to see about your baby daddy or your job or your mother-in-law sucks. I'm like, really? People, stop. So Instagram is more, it's fitness related and makeup, and that's the type of stuff I like. I'm like,
yeah. I want to dive into that a bit with you. And I appreciate you being honest and open about the poisons of Facebook.
Mhm.
And I want to dive into that a bit with you because I'm now feeling the same thing. I never had any of that shit till over a year ago.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to cut that off. I'm real close to that because it's like you said, what I used to like to see is a connection with my friends that I used to go to school with or that I hadn't seen. So I had months and months where I was like, holy, I got reconnected with people I hadn't heard from or seen for 20 years. I don't know where that's gone, but that seems to have disappeared. And
Yeah.
it's overridden by shit I don't even know about, people I don't even know that I'm not even connected on there. And it's like the whole algorithm, I think they call it, is so
Yeah.
far out of whack that I have no interest on being on there anymore. I guess I need to get back to the old school ways, which is good. And if I'm curious about someone, find them some way, make a phone call, get a hold of them, go see them. This is creating such. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm so just push the delete button.
Oh yeah.
On there too, and it's serving me no purpose. It does me no goddamn good. And I was getting into that damn addiction to it, but I'd wake up in the morning. Well, let's see what everybody's doing. You know what? Screw that. I haven't done that. I'm going to give full credit to Jay Jung, the founder of Super League.
Super League, yes.
Yeah, because he challenged all of us a few weeks ago to lay our head down a little bit and say, put that shit aside, because him and Danny, both the brothers that have started this, and I appreciate them for that. And it made me reevaluate my addictive personality, which so I'm glad you brought that up, Robyn.
Yeah, it's definitely like I mean, Instagram, if you've noticed, like Instagram is a lot more positive. Because it's basically the stuff you see on there. You're gonna only follow people for the most part that are interested in the same things you're interested in.
Yeah.
Whereas Facebook, like I said, it's people you don't even know, but you get kind of you see some crazy stuff, and then you kind of get caught up in it, and then next it's just negative vibes, and it's like people don't realize that if you watch or pay attention to negative things. Negative thoughts, it's like that little box that opens up and creeps in. It's like, why bother? I'm like, I don't know these people. Yeah, they say Facebook friends, but you don't really know them. So why get caught up in their drama? And I'm like, So I just basically, I still have my Facebook account, but I just took it off my phone.
Yeah, I got you. I'm feeling you. I'm picking up what you're laying down. So in our we're in the same age realm here, and I'm thinking, like, what the heck could we have? It's not that we're going to be a Zuckerberg and go create something, but back when we had connection with each other, or we would bike 4 miles to go play ball. I was on a farm, and you connect with your friends down the back road, or you had a landline that you might get to use once in a blue moon. But
once in a blue moon, because Mom was like, "No, you're not tying up my phone." They didn't have call waiting, so.
Yeah, those were the best conversations ever, though, and we lost that. So I guess I'm saying, let's you and I put it out there and put our heads out there. We got to create something for us old farts of the world.
Really? Yeah. What I'm can't wait until September for Super League.
World War, here we come.
Yeah, I'm like so excited about that. One of the things I want to thank Jay for that too, because Super League changed the way I lift. I've always been a heavy lifter and high volume. It was funny because when I did the one in Vegas, a couple of the kids, and they were kids, they were like almost passing out, and they're like, "How are you not dying over here?" I'm like, "Well, I'm used to doing heavy weight with high volume. And I'm like 20, 25 reps. That's how I lift." And they're like, "What?" I mean, it was still very tough because I'm not used to doing 9 exercises back to back to back like that. But I was able to, to hang with the young kids, so to speak, because I'm like,
yeah, you did.
But I not too long ago actually squatted 315, and I was like, and one of the guys I trained, he was like, I was doing 225. He's like, "You're doing 225 for 20 reps, Robyn. You can do 315. I'm like, "No, I can't." And I was like, "You know what? You're right. I can do this." And I just kind of said, "You know what? You can do this. Just do it." And I mean, I only got like 4 reps, but
only 4 reps at 350. You're making me fall out. Yeah, there's some superhuman
Yeah.
going on here.
But I definitely no. But I mean, because for me, I always say if you can do it once, you can do it twice. If you can do it 2 times, you can do it 3 times, and three and four. And I don't count reps unless I can do more than six. If I can't do more than six, I don't count it. So,
So this is setting like are you going to get into the power series and the combine series once you're done with your competitions here? Yeah, good.
yeah, I'm so looking forward. I need to practice. There's a couple of things like rowing. I have no idea how to properly row. And I don't know how they're counting that. If it's just by the meters or
Yeah, it's just by the meters, and I think you're a pretty good. I think you'll pull pretty hard. I don't think you're going to have a problem with row. Yeah,
and what was the other one I said?
there's
I think
toes
this
toes to bar. You're probably good.
toes to bar. I don't think I've ever done that. Pull-ups. I mean, I'm gonna crush pull-ups because I
Yeah,
love pull-ups. Love pull-ups.
that's why you got that wide back, eh?
Yeah, you know, my son bought me a pull-up bar, and I had it for like a year, and he's like, "Man, I bought that for you because I had to have it, and you never use it." So I started using it, and then I couldn't do one pull-up, and then I finally got to one, and I was like, "All right." And like I said, you can do one. One's not good enough. So I kept working and working. And the next thing I know, I got up to like 20. And then I injured my shoulder. So I stopped doing pull-ups for a while. But then, it all came back. And now I love doing pull-ups. So.
And then here we are looking at the ageless queen, eh?
Yeah, that's the nickname he gave me. He's like, ageless. You're just ageless. I'm like, okay. I said, I am. Well, some mornings I wake up, I feel 100. So.
I think we all do been hit like a freight train sometimes. Robyn, I so appreciate you taking the time to do this, and
Oh, no problem.
your journey has been a wow factor. And I think I see you writing a book. I do. I think you'd be an amazing author. And I told two other. There's this brother sister couple out of Vegas. They're brother sister, and they actually Kiona works at City Athletic Gym, and I got an interview with the two of them, and those two have an amazing story too. It's just a wow factor. You also do it. I think it would be such an inspiration. I love how you said you're not going to sugarcoat anything. If people are fat, you're just fat, and you need to do something about it. Get off your ass. You shared your journey of at one time being 210 pounds and diabetic and all these things, and you're living proof that it can be done, and you don't sugarcoat. And I think that's more. But you do it with love. I mean, you spread it with love.
Well, one of the other things is too, and a lot of people don't know this, is I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease back in 2015. After I won the world championship for WNBF, my surgery was actually scheduled for September, and I told my doctor, I'm like, no, I got to do the world in November, and then I got a cruise to go on. So after that, we can do it. So
you're putting surgeries on your time. Good.
Yeah. So literally, I had surgery. I had part of my colon removed that Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I wasn't able to celebrate Thanksgiving that year. Because I was actually home. I was able to come home, but yeah, I didn't eat, I don't think, for like a week. So that's one of the reasons why like clean eating is easier for me than a lot of people, because I really don't have much of a choice. So
yeah,
I can eat all the foods that everyone eats. Just I have to be careful with certain foods and certain amounts of certain foods. So rather than take the risk, I just prefer to eat clean 90% of the time. So.
That's good. That's a great message to spread too. Yeah. Robyn, this has been awesome, and I so look forward to seeing you in September at World War.
I'll be there.
And if not before, keep lighting it up. Love seeing your posts and just setting the world on fire, inspiring people, burning up the stage.
Trying to.
Showing those young punks what old Mama Bear's about, right?
Yeah, Mama Bear, she's trying. I keep trying. So.
Well, big hug to you and Mike, and look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Thanks for taking the time, Robyn.
Thank you, Tom, for having me.
You take care of yourself.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. I'll end this now. I just got the live. That was good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.